Subscribe to James the Sheriff Dixon, you motherfuckers.
Alright, I'm back again with Fun Times with the Sheriff with my BFF, Anthony Allen. Say hi.
Hello, everybody. Happy to be here.
So, tonight, we're going to talk about Marvel. And, do you want to lead off? Since we both have differing opinions.
I mean, there's a lot of things to talk about. Maybe we can start with, just some general opinions or take. And then when things get spicy, we can just argue about them.
Alright, let's start with Civil War then. I am Team Iron Man.
Wow. You kicked it off at a very hot topic because Team Iron Man is wrong, and it's definitely Captain America.
But Captain America was like a nomad.
No, I mean Tony Stark as Iron Man. He was just being bought out by that. The world government. He didn't actually. He didn't try to exercise his freedoms and his right as an Avenger to help people. He was just being way too overprotective. Not using all of his power for good.
Well, the first couple of movies, in his movies specifically, he was kind of the bad guy. You're right about that.
And once he realized that, he overreacted and wanted to give away all his power. And Captain America was standing up.
He never really did get rid of all of his power, though, because he just showed up right in the next Avengers movie after Iron Man 3. When he promised his girlfriend that he would.
Well, they got that cabin for a little bit.
Yeah,
had a daughter.
Endgame.
Yeah.
So, the Civil War topic kind of leads right into this, which is the Spider-Man topic. There are three of them. Oh, you saw the Into the Spider-Verse too, right?
I did. Actually, I really liked that movie.
Yeah, I didn't see it right before we talked about that. I didn't see it right when it came out. It wasn't until it was on Netflix that I saw it. So then it's one of my top Spider-Man movies.
I'll say that I like that one a lot better than anyone besides the Tobey Maguire originals.
Which is where I come in saying that Tom Holland is the best Spider-Man.
Tom Holland is probably actually the worst Spider-Man, followed by Andrew Garfield, and then Tobey Maguire is obviously the only Spider-Man we ever need.
I just flat out disagree. Tom Holland is a way better actor. He doesn't have a cheesy dance down the sidewalk scene.
Well, I mean, the original Tobey Maguire, first of all, he had, 3 films. He had his own trilogy.
So does Tom Holland now.
Well, that's just because he whined about Sony to get him another one.
Sometimes you have to grovel before you rise up. Sometimes you have to grovel before you rise up.
He cried like the little boy that he actually is, okay?
He's our age.
Yeah, exactly. Little boy.
So he was brought in to topple back. He was brought in Civil War, which is again both of our favorite movies, over Endgame, which is my second favorite out of the movies.
Yeah, I think Civil War had a great mixture of all the Avengers and all the heroes from the Marvel Universe. Well, I guess it didn't have the Guardians, or did it? Did it have the Guardians?
No. Civil War did not have.
Yeah, that's right.
Or Thor or Hulk, because they were in Ragnarok.
Right, and I mean, for me, that is one thing that I don't like about Civil War.
Wait, they just didn't have 2 of the Avengers?
Yeah, Thor and Hulk are my favorite Avengers, so even though they weren't in there, it's still my favorite one. For a lot of those battles were pretty epic between the two camps, and it's obvious that Captain America's team was fully in the right in that film.
No. If I found out somebody killed my mom, I'd be like, oh, I'd go all out like Iron Man did.
I mean, if you really think about it, Iron Man put himself in that situation.
No, it was Zemo. Zemo put himself in that position.
I don't believe it. I mean, I'd say that Iron Man, if he hadn't have had all those civilian deaths and stuff in the first couple Avengers movies, there would have been if he would have been more careful just in the first place, he never would have had to get into that whole situation.
But the second Avengers, though, was all about them taking people out before they fought, though.
That's a good point.
They lost Quicksilver because of the I believe because they didn't have the X-Men rights to it.
I think that overall, like I was saying, even though Thor and Hulk weren't in there, it had some of the best battle scenes of the whole series.
Yeah, the airport scene.
Yeah, the airport scene is epic, except for the fact that Spider-Man's in it.
No.
I mean, one of the big reasons why why Iron Man is wrong is because he has Spider-Man on his, or I guess they have Spider-Man.
I do kind of agree with you. Captain America did say to Tony Stark, like, "Why did you bring a kid into this?"
Yeah, I mean, he did endanger like the life of a teenager. I mean, it would have been better if he died in that movie and just never showed up. But
Spider-Man brings in the big bucks. So, I just want to say this. I do believe, like, because Thor and Hulk were not in Civil War, I do believe that, because of their philosophies and ideals, I believe that Thor would have been on Iron Man's side and Hulk would have been on Captain America's side.
I agree. I think Thor's more of like an order guy, and then Hulk is more about. Well, I mean, Hulk really can't. He's the opposite of order. So yeah.
I also agree that it would have made the movie way better with both of them in there, with the cliffhanger from Age of Ultron that bridged the gaps between that, instead of waiting for Ragnarok, which came out after this movie.
Which was a very, very good follow-up. That was an excellent film. One of the best of the series. I think that would be Thor Ragnarok's in my top 4. Yeah.
What are the other? Obviously, Civil War is one. What are the other two?
So Civil War, Ragnarok, Endgame, and it's a tough one. Those are definitely my top 3. Oh, I'd say Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh yeah, you were talking about that, yeah.
Second one. I really like the second one.
So for me, again, it was Civil War, Infinity War, Endgame. I think I just have 3.
I have to put Guardians of the Galaxy in there because I love the second one, because I love the soundtrack is excellent. Yeah. Awesome tapes.
Since the first one soundtrack.
I mean, both of them, the first and the second. Yeah.
So this brings on, since you don't like Iron Man, what are your thoughts on Doctor Strange being an exact carbon copy of Iron Man?
I disagree. He's much more mystical. He's
Doctor Strange is my second favorite character after Iron Man.
He's much more elusive. He like, you know what he does? He's very helpful in subtle ways, whereas Iron Man tries to, save everybody all the time, and like he's super active, but Doctor Strange,
he saves the universe.
Doctor Strange saved the universe, and it was just like in the background of everything, never like at the center stage, never trying to be out in front, never trying to like lead a rebellious faction against Captain America, never trying to do any of that. He was just, he had his one job to guard the
realms.
The realms and the Infinity Stone, and he was just sort of incognito under the radar and did his job, and he knew how to save the universe. There's like one, and he went over all 14 million possibility or something like that.
Yeah. Wait, 14 million they lost, and they only won the one.
Yep, and he had the wherewithal and the wisdom and such to do all that. I think that Doctor Strange is an excellent character. Honestly, I'm going to say Ant-Man kind of stinks. I don't think I like Paul Rudd as a person.
We were talking about least favorite. We can just jump into that least favorite ones. That's up there with them. I did not see Ant-Man 1 or 2 in theaters until they said Ant-Man was going to be like the savior for Endgame. That's when I went back and rewatched them right before Endgame came out.
I think that he's like bad comedic relief. It's like, oh look, it's Paul Rudd.
That's exactly why he's there, though. But
yeah.
My least favorite movie is this is probably going to get a lot of hate. Is Captain Marvel. I fell asleep towards the ending fight when they turn their arms into lightsabers.
Yeah, I never saw it, and it's so I can't speak to the movie, but I know in Endgame
she's supposed to be their like Superman, like their ex machina that saves everything.
Yeah, the ex machina, the Deus ex machina, like she just comes out of nowhere and saves the day. I don't know. I mean, it was. I don't know. Yeah, I also don't like Vision.
Well, I like Vision because that used to be the one to talk to. Yeah, Jarvis.
Why would you want to? Ugh.
He's way more powerful in the comics. The movie just glosses over how much power he has, which is why I am waiting for the WandaVision TV show on Disney Plus. That's my top up there Disney Plus shows that I'm waiting for to come out.
Yeah, I think that who was Wanda's brother?
Quicksilver.
Quicksilver. Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, I liked him.
I think he's like really the only Avenger that died in those films before Endgame.
Yeah. Well, what? Yeah, I can't think of another. Or what? Not the Falcon one.
Bucky.
Not Bucky. No, you're right. It was just Quicksilver.
And then Agent Coulson got his own TV show, which I couldn't care for.
Mm-hmm. I actually never saw any of the
TV shows.
The old TV shows, yeah.
I watched not even the full first season of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. The acting is way downgraded in that. They only mention the Iron Man or Thor, or they only mention them. I've heard that Thor briefly makes an appearance in one of the later seasons, but I'm not gonna sit down and watch a TV show for 4 or 5 seasons just to watch Thor walk in on screen for 3 seconds and walk off.
Mm-hmm. So, what about Age of Ultron did you not really like?
I mean, it's supposed to be Age of Ultron, then they got it over within a couple of weeks. And Age is supposed to, it's supposed to be like the comics where they fought him over a number of years, not weeks. That would have been cool, seeing them fight an actual foe that took years to defeat instead of a couple of weeks.
But that is when Vision becomes Vision. I mean, so that's one good thing that happened in there.
Well, yeah, that's the only movie where he actually shows it off as power.
Yeah.
And then he becomes a wuss in Infinity War and Endgame.
Yeah, I guess I did kind of like to see Sokovia be destroyed too. That was kind of cool.
But that's how Civil War started because of Iron Man.
Yeah, I know. I mean, it was just good to see Iron Man ruin everything, and then have to deal with that.
I mean, they've said that Iron Man is like one of the like villains of the, like secret villains of like the series, and he doesn't like even know it.
You know what's funny is I'm looking at the Wikipedia page right now, and it said that it's the second most expensive film ever made, $365 million in production.
The Age of Ultron.
Yeah, but holy crap! I got a 1.4 billion at the box office.
Well, so they paid that off.
So it's the fifth highest grossing film of all time, but it's not like even one of the good.
Not like Black Panther or anything like that.
Huh. Now it's number 11 of all time. Avengers Endgame is number 1.
Yep, it just beat out Star Wars when it just came out last year.
Avengers is number 8, the original Avengers.
Yeah, that compared to all the ones that came out now, the first Avengers isn't really that good compared to the ones that came out like in the past couple of years.
Yeah, 2012 was a long time ago.
I know we saw that together too.
Yep.
I remember seeing the first Iron Man in theaters, 2008.
No, I never really cared for that. Although one thing I am upset about is that Hulk only had his one movie back in like.
Oh, that was a completely different actor too.
Yeah, just garbage. He got nothing. He was always a supporting character.
Yeah, Marvel never put in the money for Mark Ruffalo to be his own Hulk movie.
Wow, what the hell? I'm looking at the most expensive movies of all time, and Pirates of the Caribbean on Stranger Tides.
That's up there.
Yeah, that's the cost $379 million to make, which is the most expensive. But it did bring in over $1 billion.
Well, that's my favorite Pirates movie.
I like. Now we're into Pirates.
Yeah, we can. Well, my podcast jump all over the place. Like those that watch it know that. So we can talk about different things if we like run out of like Marvel talk. So like yeah, the third Pirates is my favorite.
I think that it's. I think Pirates of the Caribbean. Yeah, some of the best movies of the 2000s, and my favorite is Dead Man's Chest.
The second one.
Yes.
Yeah, I just like the third one because all of them are in it. That's probably why it was so expensive.
Is that the one with Davy Jones in it?
Yeah, it has the maelstrom scene where they're all fighting together.
Yeah, man, what a good series, Pirates of the... Wow, I wish that came back.
They're still hoping for a sixth one to like wrap up everything.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
I would have, you know what I would have liked if Johnny Depp played Iron Man. Would have liked it a lot better.
Oh, did you see the thing like on Facebook a while back of like how it would have been in like the 90s if they did it?
Okay, Abby. 1 second. Sorry, it was my sister.
Yeah, that's okay. I was saying, did you see the thing like on Facebook, like of the pictures of like all the characters that would have been played in the 90s? Like it had David Duchovny, Johnny Depp was up there as Iron Man, and all that.
Oh, so Johnny Depp was going to be okay. Yeah,
like if they were to do it in the early 90s instead of doing it like now. David Duchovny would have played I want to say Hawkeye.
What else?
Oh, this also doesn't have to be a full like hour either. Like.
Oh no! I'm just trying to think of things where I'm obviously right about Marvel and you're obviously wrong. Besides,
no. no.
besides Spider-Man.
Oh, we didn't talk about they're making all three of them together, the Spider-Man.
That's just a horrible idea. That's like taking.
You're making a live action Into the Spider-Verse, pretty much.
That's like taking, Honey Nut Cheerios and mixing it with Walmart and, Kroger brand Kroger O's and Walmart O's and putting them in the same bowl. That's diluting the true and honorable Spider-Man with imposters.
You mean Tom Holland, right?
Tom Holland, at least Andrew Garfield, is a good actor, but where else is Tom Holland in?
Just Spider-Man.
Oh my gosh, he stinks. Andrew Garfield has Hacksaw Ridge. He was in that Silence movie.
Oh, I completely forgot about Hacksaw Ridge.
Hacksaw Ridge.
That war movie, yeah.
I saw that Thanksgiving 2020, whatever. But what else? Andrew Garfield is actually a good actor. He was in The Social Network, yeah.
Oh yeah, he played not Jesse Eisenberg's part. He played the other guy, right?
Yeah.
That's also one of my favorite movies.
Man, you probably like all the worst Star Wars too.
Like which one? Revenge of the Sith is the best Star Wars.
Yeah, I agree with that. You probably like Clone Wars the best.
The TV show, not the movie.
Nah, you like the movie the best, and you like
No,
pod racing.
No, Batman. No, I only like the Dave Fallon TV show and Star Wars Rebels. I don't like Clone Wars. I just like Revenge of the Sith is the best. And then I like the last one that came out because the Emperor is in it.
Yeah, I think that 3 and 5 are by far the best.
Everyone loves 5.
Well, I mean, who wouldn't love 5? I mean, let's be real here. We all know the Empire was the good guys in the whole thing. The Alliance are scum.
Yeah, they killed millions of innocent stormtroopers on that Death Star.
They are despicable. The Empire brought stability and order. And I guess that people are going to say, "Oh, stability and order." I thought you didn't like Iron Man, but that's a different film.
Just imagine if Iron Man was in Star Wars.
He probably wouldn't make it. He's
He pulled a lightsaber out of one of his arms.
Little soup can would be.
Not his nanotechnology suit. No, that would last.
Honestly, Boba Fett is much better than Iron Man.
Boba Fett is the Iron Man of the Star Wars universe.
Oh, you take that back.
No. I will not. No. I've said it. It's out there.
At least Tom Holland doesn't have a role in Star Wars right now.
Right now.
Yeah, he'll cry his way into one.
No, he'll call up whoever that chick's in charge of Disney and be like, "Yo, I want to be in this." He'll have a few drinks first, like he said.
Ugh. Someone who is in both Avengers and Star Wars, Samuel L. Jackson.
That's true. He plays Nick Fury and then he plays Mace Windu. Yep.
Yeah. Iconic. What an iconic guy.
One of my favorite Sam Jackson movies is a Tarantino one called Jackie.
Not the Pulp Fiction. I know he's also famous for that Tarantino movie.
I've seen all of Tarantino's films. I like that one, but Jackie is my favorite. He says way more iconic lines than that to me, and that's my favorite. He looks exactly the same as he does in Pulp Fiction in that.
John gonna be honest. Like, Into the Spider-Verse was a really good movie. I know that was a long time to go in the conversation, but
Well, yeah, I circle back around all the time, but yeah, I'm really interested to see what they do with the second one. I might if theaters open back up, I might go see that.
because it was. Well, I think once again, that's another movie with like a really excellent soundtrack, but also the
Animation.
the type of animation was just
It took
super.
them like months, or like I believe they were like in process of it, making it for like a few years before it actually came out because of all the animation.
Yeah, super unique. I never had seen anything like that, and they pulled it off really well.
Well, if we don't have anything more, we can wrap it up at this half-hour mark.
We can argue for a little bit longer. I really think that you haven't really come around and faced the facts with basically your
Well, I
favorite.
already know I'm in the majority with the Iron Man thing.
Okay, Captain America. Look, Captain America actually has like powers within himself. Iron Man is nothing without the suit. He has a brain.
Yeah,
But-
and money.
He has a brain and money. You know, first of all, those aren't superpowers.
He's pretty much like Elon Musk.
He is like.
He's the Elon Musk of the Avengers world.
Yeah, but he doesn't even name his daughter like AEX-12.
I bet you would though in real life. I bet you he would have.
Oh, I know what we have to talk about. In Thor Ragnarok, the best. Well, I mean, first of all, the best minor characters, the little rock people.
Yeah, the little rock guy. This is my favorite.
Yeah, easily the best comedic relief in all Marvel. But also, that crazy guy who's the ruler of that
Jeff Goldblum.
Jeff Goldblum. What a cameo!
He was
That
in a lot of movies that year. He was in the Jurassic World again that came out at the same time.
Yeah, and I know you like the Jurassic Park films.
And the last one's coming out next year.
Yeah, Jeff Goldblum. What a guy!
He's one of my favorite actors. Independence Day, Jurassic Park.
Yeah, I'm looking at his
IMDb.
What? Filmography here. He's quite He's got quite the resume.
Oh, he was also in The Fly, which is a classic horror movie that I like.
Huh. You ever seen The Road to El Dorado?
Yeah, the DreamWorks movie, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, while we're on here, I just want to be stated that is the best piece of animation ever produced by
I've
man.
been wanting to rewatch that for the past couple of weeks now. I just might tonight after this.
It is my favorite movie.
It's also very funny too.
Yes, it's my favorite animated movie of all time. I love it. Miguel and Tulio are super hilarious. I mean, that opening, that opening scene where they're dueling is classic.
And then they're playing the ball game.
Oh, and then the ball game scene. Now that's a good one too.
That's what I remember from that movie, the ball game one.
Yeah, and then they save the people who are going to be sacrificed. I wish they had more of those El Dorado films.
They made more sequels to it.
Yeah, that, and I wish there was a sequel to The Other Guys.
The other guys, I don't think I've seen that.
It's Will Ferrell, Mark Wahlberg.
Yeah, I know of the movie. I just don't think I've seen that.
It's a little vulgar, so you might want to, That's my sister. Sorry.
That's fine.
No, The Other Guys is pretty funny though.
I remember seeing stuff for it when it came out. Then I saw that one other movie where they're like all trapped in a building and they're all shooting each other with. It's known for them being trapped in a building together, and they're all shooting guns, and it's a bit like cocaine or whatever. I don't know what the movie's called, but it's the exact same. That movie came out around the time the other guys came out. I saw that instead. There's a bunch of famous actors in that one too. That again, they're all trapped inside a building. And they're all after the drug that's in that movie.
Jeez. I think we covered a lot about Marvel. We didn't really talk about Guardians of the Galaxy too much.
Well, I personally like the first one over the second one. Because after the first one comes out, you've already seen it. So what really more could they add?
I don't know. I think the plot of the second one was kind of cheesy. I'll admit that.
That's what I was going to say. The first one's my favorite. I did see the second one in theaters as well, so...
That came out actually around, I think, May or June. It was around this time of year.
Yep.
Yeah. I think almost all the best Marvel films come out
around except for Endgame, which came out in April because they pushed the date.
Yeah.
And they did that for Infinity War too. The last two Avengers movie, they pushed the date early.
Yeah, I mostly just want to go on camera or video or audio saying Thanos is a super overrated villain. I don't think...
he's one of my favorite.
Nah.
I like Infinity War Thanos compared to fucking Endgame Thanos. Because Endgame Thanos is just like Darkseid. He just wanted to restart the world and make it a new god. And in Infinity War, he actually had a plan. That plan, once you dig into it, does kind of suck, but it was a plan. But he did not want to be a god, even though he had the power to be.
I'm going to tell you that basically he could have easily, if he had just been cooking himself a better breakfast in Endgame, he could have easily
stopped all the Avengers.
Yeah, like he
stopped Hulk one-on-one. Yeah, he could have easily stopped them all.
He needed to have a more balanced breakfast, and he would have been fine. I don't know what he was cooking that morning.
But he did just destroy all the Infinity Stones, which took away his strength or whatever.
Oh, I know what we can sort of maybe end on talking about. It's part of the Marvel universe, the Deadpool movies, 1 and 2.
Oh, I love Deadpool.
I saw them both.
Is that surprise? You know that meme I share every year, right, on Facebook?
Yeah.
I'd be Deadpool. You're the one on the piano.
Yeah. I think that Deadpool 2 I actually like better.
I like the first one.
I think that the villain in the second one, the little kid...
the kid. Oh, I thought you were trying to talk about the guy who played Thanos is also in that one.
Yeah, Josh Brolin. He does a pretty good job in there.
Turns out to be the hero in the end.
No, but what's his name? The little kid, the brat who can set things on fire.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
But who else is in there? I like the
Juggernaut.
Juggernaut. Juggernaut's awesome.
They really, Ryan Reynolds wants to really do a movie with him and Wolverine.
Yeah, they need to. I mean, they've done a really good job with the Avengers, but they have a lot more cinematic.
Well, now that Marvel owns them, they're going to do a better job with the X-Men.
Okay, and they could do a really better job. Besides the X-Men, excuse me, the Fantastic Four. I remember the original.
Yeah, I've heard that movie is in limbo.
I saw Fantastic Four, the movie back in 2004 or 5.
Rise of the Silver Surfer.
Even the one before that. There was one before that.
Did you want to wrap thoughts up because we're about to get to our time here?
Okay. Basically, Marvel needs to expand, away from Avengers and away from those characters. They need to flesh out the X-Men.
That's their plan, though. Right now, that's what they're doing.
And they need to flesh out the Fantastic Four, because the Thing is the best. The Thing is the best of the Fantastic Four, no doubt whatsoever.
Captain America was in that one too, the Fantastic Four.
Oh, they did have a 2015 Fantastic Four movie. How come I never saw this?
Because it was so terrible. I didn't see it. I didn't bother to see it.
Dude, who are these people? I've actually never seen this. What the? This is like 2015. This is in the middle of everything. What the hell?
Is there anything you want to like promote before I stop the recording?
Nah. I've said what I said about Captain America and how he's better than Man.
All right. Well, I'm gonna end the podcast. I'm gonna end this call, but I'll call you back afterwards. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Thanks for having me on.
Yep. See you in a second.
Yep.
All right. So that was my friend Anthony, and yeah, this was the end of Fun Times with the Sheriff, episode 7. And yeah, I hope you guys like what you've been seeing. Please like and subscribe for more. This is James saying peace. I'll let Brandon Rodgers take from here.
Right. I just want to shout out an amazing channel, James the Sheriff Dixon. Oh, he's such a great guy, and he is super cool for coming to the show. I'm glad I got to meet him in person, and you should subscribe.